We wanted to start off the program today with the Palestinian national anthem, Mawtani. So if you can pull up on your phone either the Arabic or the transliteration of the lyrics, it will give you the song in Latin letters for all of us to sing along. And you can read along and sing along with us. The song is Mawtani. It's Mawtini. It's a song that was based off of a poem. It's called My Homeland, and I wanted to read a part of the poem in English for you. It's super beautiful, and I hope you take the time to read it. But what they say is, from Mawtini, we do not want an eternal humiliation, nor a miserable life. But we will bring back our storied glory, my homeland, my homeland. So we'll start off by singing this anthem to honor Palestine and all the martyrs that have died on this path to liberation.
You're good, man. Thank you. That was from the Gaza Youth Choir. And our first, free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! We will honor all the martyrs! We will honor all our martyrs! All our children, sons and daughters! All our children, sons and daughters! We will honor all the martyrs! We will honor all our martyrs! All our children, sons and daughters! All our children, sons and daughters! Thank you guys. We're going to start off our program with speaker from the Palestinian Youth Movement. Please welcome Ibn. Glory, glory to our martyrs! Glory, glory to our martyrs! To our mothers, sons and daughters! To our mothers, sons and daughters! Glory, glory to our martyrs! Glory, glory to our martyrs! To our children, sons and daughters! To our children, sons and daughters! Friends, comrades, brothers and sisters, we gather here today not in despair, but in defiance. We gather here with rage and love, with conviction and mourning. And above all, we gather here today as witnesses to the unbreakable spirit and courage of the people of Gaza, who have fought against 2 years of genocide. We gather here today to rise up for Gaza, for Palestine, and for the liberation of our people from a genocide more than 77 years in the making. For 2 years, we have witnessed Israel wage a genocidal war on the people of Gaza with U.S. weapons and complicity. Together, they have relentlessly bombed Gaza. They have buried families alive under their homes, assassinated doctors, journalists, and children. They have starved our people and turned aid distribution sites into slaughterhouses through the criminal GHF. After 2 years of genocide, over 90% of Gaza's infrastructure lies in ruins. Over 80% of Gaza has been occupied by Israel, and hundreds of thousands have been forced into crowded camps on a small fraction of their land. Over 500,000 of its people are martyrs, and countless more missing. Their names etched into our collective memory forever. They demand that we rise up. In the West Bank, the IDF and settler militias burn villages and destroy entire refugee camps, while Israel moves forward with annexation, spurred on and supported by U.S. politicians like Mike Johnson, Ted Cruz, and Mike Huckabee. Shame! Since this genocide began 2 years ago, Israel has kidnapped more than 15,000 Palestinians from Gaza in the West Bank. Under the command of the sadistic Ben-Gvir, who's currently advocating for the torture of the Samud Flotilla activists, these prisoners are starved, denied showers and clean clothes, tortured and murdered. And still, our prisoners remain the compass of our struggle. Their fight for dignity and survival in the most vicious conditions show us who we are fighting for and what we are fighting against. Comrades, the pressure of this genocide on all aspects of life in Gaza has been immense. But Palestine has not surrendered. Palestine has not surrendered. Gaza has not fallen. From the ashes, our people rise again and again and again. Not because they possess some extra human quality, but precisely because they are human. Because resisting genocide is human. Because resisting displacement, ethnic cleansing, and a racist supremacist ideology is human. Today, Israel is more isolated than ever, and the true face of Zionism, genocidal, expansionist, rooted in domination, stands exposed. No longer can a rogue terrorist state that threatens all of the nations of the region and humanity itself hide behind the mask of a false democracy or smear campaigns that paint those who struggle against genocide as anti-Semites. The people have risen up and spoken. Zionism and genocide have no future. Israel's 2-year-long assault on Palestine, Lebanon, Lebanon, Syria, Iran, and Yemen has driven millions into action in all of the world's capital cities. Just this week, strikes and mass protests have erupted across the world in response to Israel's siege on Gaza and attacks on the Sumud flotilla. From Italy to right here in New York and New Jersey, dog workers, students, and people of conscience have blocked weapons shipments, shut down ports, and demanded a two-way arms embargo. What the last 2 years have shown is that it is this, a complete arms embargo and sanctions on Israel that will end this genocide. Time and time again, from Palestine to Lebanon, Israel has shattered the many ceasefire agreements it signed with U.S. bombs and fighter planes. Just yesterday, Israel responded to the acceptance of a new deal with increased bombings and massacres. As long as there is total impunity and the weapons continue to flow, our work in the United States is not done. We must continue to rise up for Gaza and all of Palestine, because even after this phase of genocide ends, Israel will continue to occupy Palestinian lands, build settlements in the West Bank, and hold tens of thousands in its jail cells. Our responsibility to ensure that Gaza and the world that allowed it to be destroyed are rebuilt and transformed will remain massive. There is no going back. So say it clear and say it loud. Say it clear and say it loud. Gaza, you make us proud. Gaza, you make us proud. Say it clear and say it loud. Say it clear and say it loud. Gaza, you make us proud. 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 Thank you. As Jihan said, we remain changed here in the U.S. There is no going back to what it was before. There's no unseeing what we have seen, thanks to the journalists on the ground, 250 more of which have risked their lives in order to show us what is happening on the ground in Gaza. And while the mainstream American media lies about what is happening, peddles lies about the Palestinian people, or tries to downplay a genocide that we have known is a genocide for the past 2 years, while they stay silent, while legacy media in the U.S. stay silent about its colleagues that have died on the ground in order to show us what the horrors of Zionism is. It is independent media like People's Dispatch who have shown us, who have stood in solidarity with the Palestinian people and shown us what it means to be colleagues with Palestinian journalists. So with that, I'm honored to introduce Zoe Alexandra from People's Dispatch. Every time the media lies, every time the media lies, a neighborhood in Gaza dies. A neighborhood in Gaza dies. Every time the media lies, every time the media lies, a neighborhood in Gaza dies. A neighborhood in Gaza dies. Thankfully, none of us believe the lies of mainstream media anymore. We stand here today marking 2 years since Israel began its genocidal assault on the people of Gaza. For 2 years, we have witnessed a depravity we not thought possible. We have seen atrocious war crimes committed by Israel and its sponsor, the United States. The horrific mass murder of tens of thousands of Palestinians. We will never forgive and we will never forget. As a journalist, I want to talk today about the incredibly brave and heroic Palestinian journalists in Gaza. Every single thing that we know today about Israel's genocide, about every single crime that is committed against the Palestinian people, is thanks to those journalists. Every single day that they go out and report they are risking their lives, they are mourning their loved ones, they are facing hunger, disease, and every other ailment and atrocity that Israel is inflicting on the people of Gaza. They're reporting amidst this hardship so that the people of the world know what's happening, so that the people of the world can stand in rage and anger and demand an end to this genocide and the liberation of the Palestinian people. And the threats against these journalists have not been in vain. They have not been empty threats. Over 280 journalists have been murdered, assassinated, and picked off by Israel. They think that by killing these journalists, they will be somehow able to suppress the truth and implant their own narrative.
No more!
They think that by murdering Anas al-Sharif, Mariam Abu Dhaka, and Hossam Shabbat, and so many others, that somehow their narratives will become mainstream. They think that they can kill the truth. Can they kill the truth?
No!
Can they kill the truth?
No!
The New York Times, the Financial Times, Wall Street Journal, and the BBC have billions of dollars. They have billions of dollars to peddle these lies, to attempt to tell us that the Palestinian people are somehow, all responsible for these crimes, that Israel is not a genocidal war machine, that for some reason they're not targeting hospitals, that they're not committing these crimes. And we've seen, despite the billions of dollars that they've invested to pushing this narrative on the people of the world, it has not worked. They will never, never, never be able to sell us this narrative, this Zionist narrative, the narrative of the U.S. State Department.
That's right!
We are not going to turn back.
That's right!
We will not ever believe their lies again.
That's right!
The least that we can do here in New York City, here in the United States, and people across the world is to continue to share the truth about what's happening in Palestine. To stand with our journalist colleagues in Gaza, to demand their protection. To demand that Israel respect international law and protect journalists. We are going to continue to share the truth on the ground. We're going to continue to stand with these journalists and demand their protection. We stand with the Palestinian people, and we stand with the people across the world who are rising up in rage to demand an end to this genocide. We demand a total arms embargo, a cutting of all diplomatic and commercial ties with Israel. This is a rogue state.
Yes.
We cannot continue business as usual.
No.
So let's stand with our Palestinian colleagues. Let's remember that their sacrifices were not in vain. We are going to continue to say their names. We're going to continue to tell their stories. And let's hope that we can emulate an ounce of the bravery and the courage and sacrifice that they showed in these past 2 years. Every time the media lies, a neighborhood in Gaza dies. Every time the media lies, a neighborhood in Gaza dies. Thank you.
Thank you, Zoe. We must not only bear witness to the crimes against humanity happening in Gaza right now, but we must also act. And since the very beginning of this genocide, there has been an organization that has stood by our side here in the Palestinian youth movement, especially here in New York, an organization that has not only taken the streets with us for the past 2 years, but has been part and parcel of our organizing here in the U.S. as we build towards a movement, a bigger and stronger movement for Palestine. So with that, I'm honored to now announce our next speaker, Andre Easton from the PSL.
Free our prisoners, free them all.
Free our prisoners, free them all.
Break the chains and let them fall.
Break the chains and let them fall.
Free our prisoners, free them all.
Free our prisoners, free them all.
Break the chains and let them fall.
Break the chains and let them fall.
Now, I think it's fitting that I come up after the long legacy of the journalists that are in solidarity with the people around the world, telling the truth about what's happening in this moment. News media is incredibly important because they are the present day historians. The way stories are told today affect how we remember them in the future. So when we look back at the accounts of what took place over these past 2 years, oftentimes we're looking at the words of the journalists, the modern day historians. And now we're in a particular moment where the Trump administration recognizes that their right-wing billionaire agenda is deeply unpopular. So they take their billions and they use the media as a weapon against our consciousness. They want to make their message of right-wing reactionary ideas against immigrants, against the black community, against Palestinians, against students, and all people who stand up against justice. They want to use the media to make their messages widespread. And we need to be clear on the difference between something being widespread and something being popular. So the media messages that tell people that they should not be concerned about what's happening in Palestine, that they should be concerned with meeting their needs, is something that is widespread, but it is not popular. Because for the past 2 years, we know what the truth of humanity is. We know that the masses of the people of the world are against mass deportations, against kidnappings, against ICE raids, against defunding and attacks on our vulnerable communities. And we see and remember and rise up. And this movement that the PSL and our comrades have been a part of since before October 2023 has revealed to us that the people are on the right side of history. It is this movement that has allowed the wonders of the world to stand up in solidarity with the people of Gaza. It is the consistent mobilization and political education that makes it possible for the brave, heroic citizens from 500 nations, 500 people from 46 nations to rise together in the global Samud flotilla for the people of Gaza. That is the true face of humanity. That is the popular sentiment of humanity. And we know that what we have witnessed on our screens, the images that have caused us to cry out, our souls to rise up and take us into the streets, is only possible with the aid and the support of the United States government using our tax dollars to fund this genocide. But it's too late because the people of the world stand with the righteous people of Palestine. We say that those tax dollars, those billions of dollars should not be used to fund propaganda and bombs on the innocent people of Palestine, but those dollars should be used to create dignified jobs, rebuilding the infrastructure in places like the Bronx. There's no reason in 2025 why we should have to witness the scenes that we saw this week with buildings falling down. Thank God no one died, but the devastation that we experience here is directly connected to what people around the world experience under the boot of U.S. imperialism. So we demand an end to all U.S. aid. We demand an arms embargo right now. And I would be remiss if I got up here and touched the microphone and did not give honor to our great freedom fighter, our recent ancestor, Assata Shakur. Now, a lot of people say that Assata Shakur taught me this. One thing that she did teach us is that people get used to anything. After the less you think about your oppression, the more your tolerance for it grows. And after a while, the oppression becomes the normal state of things. And in order for you to be free, you must be acutely aware of being a slave. And now the people of New York City, the working class of the world, the international workers of the world, know a thing or two about living in a system where a slave system dictates every aspect of our lives. We see the change when we go into the grocery stores and the prices are out of control. We see the change when we try to make our rent payments and it gets higher and higher and higher. We see the change when we go and try to get on the train to get to work, and that too is rising beyond a legal and responsible level. So we stand in solidarity with the people because we know that the only thing that has ever freed anybody from a system of oppression is an organized movement of the working class. So we have to reject the narrative that creates division between men and women and people on the basis of their national identity, on people on the basis of their class or the way that they earn their money. We have to reject all of those. The false binary between citizen and non-citizen only serves to maintain the power of the ruling class. But when we fight, we win. And we must remember, like our great comrade Asada Shakur said, it is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love each other and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Thank you.
U.S. Israel, stop the slaughter!
U.S. Israel, stop the slaughter!
Gaza needs food and water!
Gaza needs food and water!
U.S. Israel, stop the slaughter!
U.S. Israel, stop the slaughter!
Thank you. Next up, I'm honored to introduce Imam Tom.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. We start by praising the Creator, the one who allowed evil to exist, not so that we might cower, but so that we might rise up. We praise the Creator, the one who allowed evil to exist so that the martyrs would be able to be known and distinguish themselves. We praise the Creator, the one who allowed evil to exist so that we might distinguish ourselves as those who support the truth when it's easier and more convenient to support falsehood. And we praise the Creator, the one who allowed evil to exist so that we might distinguish ourselves and show the world and support the truth no matter what the opposition and no matter what the cost. I was not prepared to speak, but they asked me to speak, so I've got just one simple thing that I'd like to share with you all. And it's a moment in the history of the final prophet, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I think it's very instructive for the moment in which we find ourselves right now. There was a battle that took place in Arabia at the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that was called the Battle of Al-Ahzab. This was a moment in which all of the forces of evil gathered together and allied together to extinguish the light of the truth. And the Muslims that were the only people that were worshiping Allah, that were trying to stand up for what is right and stand up for the truth, they were besieged from the left and the right. There was no chance or opportunity to fight back except to dig a trench, a 2-kilometer long trench, and wait and hide behind it in order to outlast. All they had to do was to survive. And that is always the situation of the colonized. To win, all you have to do is survive. And after the battle was over, and the Muslims were triumphant just because they survived it. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said something very counterintuitive, made no sense whatsoever to the apparent. He said, this is the last time they will bring the fight to us. From now on, we will bring the fight to them. And why that is instructive for the moment in which we live is because everywhere we look to the left and the right, we see the people of falsehood panicking. We see the people of evil panicking. We see the people who are trying to construct a genocide and carry it out. They've been carrying it out for decades, panicking. That you might think, if you looked at the surface level of things, that it was the darkest moment. They have all of the money. They have all of the weapons. They have the military-industrial complex. They have the legacy media. They have all of these things stacked in their favor. And yet, step by step, inch by inch, crack by crack, we see that falsehood is starting to crumble. You know, they have a saying, when the ship starts to sink, all the rats jump off. So you see Macron and even Starmer, these people who are now talking about recognizing a Palestinian state, whatever Palestinian state they have in their mind, the rats are jumping off the ship. Even they recognize that the occupation of Palestine will not last. And so the message for us here today that I have in my mind that I'd like to share with you, this is the last moment to cower. This is the last moment to turn away. That this is the moment when we rise up with all of our courage and all of our sacrifice and all of our talents and all of our skills and put it together intelligently. Because the end of the occupation is near. Wallahi al-azim, I swear by Allah, the end of the occupation is near. And you know what's going to be funny? What's going to be funny is that once it falls, and we're all celebrating, everyone's going to have pretended to be with us the whole time. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. I promise I won't let it bother me. Because we're about the work. And we want the result that we want. And the last thing I'll say, and I'm glad to see, always good to see our Jewish brothers here coming out and representing. Evil and tyranny is most desperate right before God is going to prove his majesty and his might. The story of Pharaoh. When Moses challenged Pharaoh in his palace and said, let my people go. And all we wanted is freedom. All we wanted was to be let go. And his arrogance wouldn't even allow that. His arrogance propelled him to say, no, we're going to follow you. We're going to crush you. We're going to every single last one of you so the world knows. And he did not know that God was setting his trap. Every single step that the tyrants take where they think that they are succeeding and they think they're going to buy TikTok and they think they're going to control the media and they think they're going to buy the politicians. I swear by Allah, it is the traps that God is setting that the evil will fall into and truth will win. And that's all I got to say. So from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
Thank you.
Brick by brick, wall by wall.
Brick by brick, wall by wall.
Imperialism will fall.
Imperialism will fall.
Brick by brick, wall by wall.
Brick by brick, wall by wall.
Zionism will fall.
Zionism will fall.
Thank you. Next up, we have Bill from Palo Alto.
As we approach the second anniversary of the Gaza Ghetto Uprising, we share the hopes of the people of Palestine that there will be a permanent ceasefire. If that does come to pass, the only credit belongs to the heroic freedom fighters of Palestine, who are undefeated, and in Yemen, and Lebanon, and Iran, and to the millions who are rising up around the world, from the global Samud flotilla, and all the other boats that are coming after, to the millions who shut down cities last week in general strike to shut down Italy, and South Africa, Morocco, all over the world, Australia, Greece, Spain, and right here, those who remain who stayed in the streets to expose the Zionist lies. Because while Donald Trump talks peace, we know that U.S. bombs and missiles flow every day to the Zionist war machine, and they continue to rain down on the women and children and elders and men of Gaza. All provided for free. Donald Trump knows that. And if there is a ceasefire and Netanyahu violates it, he will not do so without the permission of the United States. Because without U.S. bombs and U.S. dollars, there is no genocide. Donald Trump could have ended this genocide with one phone call any day in the last 6 months. He can do that right now. And the treacherous Arab regimes, so quick to jump in support of Donald Trump's plan, they can stop the genocide any day if they stop pouring trillions of dollars into the tribute into the U.S. war machine. If they were to cancel the contracts. The settler state of Israel will not change its nature. Genocide is its purpose. That's what it's paid to do. And now more than ever, we call upon people of the world to support the call of President Petro of Colombia and the Hague Group for the UN General Assembly to defy the Security Council and invoke the Unite for Peace resolution and send a multinational protective force to defend the people of Gaza. Let every government in the world hear our cry. Gaza needs a multinational protective force and a complete arms embargo and sanctions on the racist state of Israel, nothing less. And for us right here, our job remains the same. Stop all arms to the racist state of Israel. Stop all aid. Stop all trade. Arms embargo now. Into the streets again and again until we make this happen. Get all U.S. troops and missiles and planes out of the so-called Middle East. No war against Iran or Venezuela. No U.S. troops on the streets of our cities. No ice towers and masks. We need money for jobs and housing and schools, not endless war and genocide. Free Palestine from the river to the sea.
Arms embargo now! We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
Sanction Israel now! We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
Arms embargo now!
Arms embargo now!
We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
Sanction Israel now!
Sanction Israel now!
Thank you. Who saw the footage from Italy this week? They stood in full solidarity with the heroes of the freedom flotilla, the global Samud flotilla, because these are people who are bringing in life-saving aid and medicine to the people of Gaza, despite the threat of kidnapping, of imprisonment by the Israeli occupation forces.
of people take the streets in Italy, there is nothing more I wanted to do than take the streets with everyone here. And not only do we take the streets in protest, but we also organize our lives for the past 2 years around Palestine and doing everything we can in order to stop the genocide, in order to support our people in Gaza. And one of the ways we've done this is through weekly volunteer meetings in which we organize these protests, in which we organize the actions for Gaza, in which we bring people of all walks of life into the struggle for Palestinian liberation. And vital to this is Layan, who I'm honored to have as our next speaker from the People's Forum.
Brothers and sisters, friends, family, we are here today to mark the unspeakable crimes of 2 years of genocide against the Palestinian people. If we think back 2 years from before now, we are in a completely transformed world. On one hand, we have seen the unspeakable, uncountable, we have witnessed the violence that we have no words to describe, the destruction, the devastation, and the loss that we have no way to count, that the Palestinian people have endured for the past 2 years. We have images here and throughout the crowd of a few of those martyrs, a few of those people who were gunned down by US weapons and by the Israeli occupation. On these banners it says, every martyr is a universe. There are tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of universes that we have lost in these 2 years. At the very same time, the world has been transformed by the millions and billions of people who stood up and spoken out and stood with the Palestinian people all across the world. 2 years ago, the idea of a liberated Palestine was an idea. Today, it feels like a reality that is coming very soon. My comrade Isabella just said, millions of workers took to the streets and shut down Italy not once, but multiple times in the past week. Hundreds of people from countries all across the world took to the seas to try to break the siege. Hundreds of people braved Israeli naval blockades in order to reach the people of Gaza and deliver humanitarian aid, and they have not been deterred. And that's not to mention the millions of people across the United States who have torn aside, have shed aside all of the propaganda coming from the White House and the corporate media that tried to keep public opinion with Israel and have said, no, we stand on the side of humanity, we stand on the right side of history, and the people of the United States have transformed public opinion in favor with Palestine. The war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu was here in New York City, and he attempted to speak to the people of the world. He attempted to speak to a stage of people. He attempted to receive applause for his words. And you know what? He failed. Not just at the UN, not just in the empty room of the UN, but on the streets and in the minds of the people of the United States. The place that funds the occupation of Israel from beginning to end, there was no audience for Benjamin Netanyahu. And that was thanks to every single one of you. While Netanyahu was here, he met with the other war criminal, Donald Trump. They drafted what they are calling a peace proposal but what we understand to be an ultimatum that was delivered to the Palestinian people under conditions of genocide. Right now, negotiations are beginning again. Discussions are beginning again. And there is a glimmer of hope that at the end of these negotiations, we may see what we might be able to call a permanent ceasefire in Gaza. But we don't know what the outcome will be. What we do know is that the White House is hand in hand with the regime in Tel Aviv that has been executing and orchestrating this genocide since 2 years ago and since before. And what we can be certain of, I want to name 3 things. We don't know what the outcome will be right now. This is a pivotal moment. But we know at least 3 things. We know that the Palestinian people will never let up with their steadfastness and resilience and will continue to show the world what it means to be a people of dignity. We know that we will not drop the banner of Palestinian liberation. We will continue. We will continue marching. We will continue organizing. We will continue educating. We will continue having discussions with our neighbors and our work colleagues and our friends and our communities. We will continue organizing and mobilizing until all U.S. aid to Israel is stopped. Until the siege is lifted immediately and fully. Until all Palestinian political prisoners, all 10,000 of them, have been released to their families. And the third thing that we know is that a liberated Palestine is going to happen, and it is near. But whatever the outcome is of this current battle in Gaza, the long-term arc of the Palestinian struggle is continuing, and Israel has never been as isolated as it is now. There is no going back. Without the support and the money and the weapons and the political cover of the United States, the occupation would not be able to exist. And so every single time we organize and come out into the streets, every time you bring your friend with you, every time you bring the truth to another person, we are continuing that long battle for Palestinian liberation. So we are marching soon. We are going to go to the streets of New York City, and we are going to welcome all of our neighbors and all of our communities to join us on the right side of history, lifting the Palestinian flag high. So New York City, are you ready to march? Are you really ready to march? Thank you, brothers and sisters. Free Palestine. You will rise.
You will rise.
People are by your side.
People are by your side.
Gaza, you will rise.
Gaza, you will rise.
We are all by your side.
We are all by your side.
Gaza, you will rise.
Gaza, you will rise.
People are by your side.
People are by your side.
Gaza, you will rise.
Gaza, you will rise.
We are all by your side.
We are all by your side.
Next up, last but certainly not least, we have Noor from the Palestinian Feminist Collective.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to live.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
That's right. I stand here with you all today, knowing that each of us has bore witness to the past 730 days of Palestinian steadfastness in the face of Zionist terror. We have witnessed 2 years of genocide in Gaza, 2 years of land theft, ethnic cleansing, forced starvation, mass displacement, and sexual violence at the hands of the Zionist regime. As a Palestinian feminist collective, we know that this violence is colonial, imperial, and gender gendered. We reaffirm that Zionism is the primary contradiction on our land and that queer and feminist rhetoric cannot be co-opted to justify the atrocities committed by Zionists. When separating people from their land, families from one another, and individuals from their livelihood, it becomes clear that gendered violence is not just part of settler colonialism, but that settler colonialism itself is gendered and sexual violence. Nowhere is this more evident than through the systemic sexual torture of and reproductive violence against Palestinian children, women, and men. We bear witness to the reproductive genocide being committed in Palestine by the Israeli regime, a system of policies, discourses, and practices that threaten the life-giving capacities of Palestinian communities made vulnerable by systemic military violence and occupation. And we bear witness to traumatized mothers forced to deliver babies without anesthesia. We bear witness as Palestinian women and girls of reproductive age are forced to take pills to suppress their menstruation. We bear witness to the deprivation of prenatal and postnatal care. We bear witness to the sexual and gendered violence of our men and of our women. And in our witnessing, we charge Zionists with reproductive genocide, a genocide funded by this country and carried out with U.S. manufactured weapons. A genocide that will not end through just a ceasefire. We know the Zionist entity in the U.S. cannot be trusted, and that's why we demand an immediate and ongoing arms embargo right now. We know that the horrors of the last 2 years are the logical conclusion of a settler colonial project of death and destruction. The death drive of Zionism will ultimately be its demise. Where there is settler colonialism, there is resistance to settler colonialism. It is our pain and our longing for liberation, passed from one generation to the next, and the continued growth of our movement that serve as a testament to the ongoing nature of our resistance. Our insistence on freedom will never wither. Palestinians find each other because we are strings that have been taught to weave ourselves back together. Even as the fabric of our society is ripped apart by the greed and bloodlust of the imperial West, we carry an ancestral knowledge that can never be erased. So to the people of New York and of the global majority fighting in the streets today, for 2 years you have shown the world that we will not stop until we win. The people united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated.
To Palestinian women, you are our freedom fighters, protectors of the home and land, mothers, elders, and sisters. You are bearers of the resistance and anchor of our popular cradle. You have raised generations of Palestinians committed to freedom. Through your legacy, we humbly continue over a century of women's and feminist organizing. To our mothers, fathers, elders, children, families, siblings, and comrades in Palestine, we dream and we fight alongside you for the liberation of the land and the people we love so deeply. It is our pledge that the dungeons will be emptied and the walls destroyed. Resistance is glorious! We will be victorious!
We will be victorious.
Resistance is glorious!
Resistance is glorious.
We will be victorious!
We will be victorious.
Thank you. Who's ready to march? Okay, so just go straight into the arch and we'll start marching now. Comrades, comrades, make us proud!
Comrades, comrades, make us proud.
Muslim killer, shut it down!
Muslim killer,
Shut it down.
Comrades, comrades, make us proud!
comrades, comrades, make us proud.
Muslim killer, shut it down!
Most professional scream.
Comrades, make us proud.
Muslim killer, shut it down!
That's the second part. Say it loud and say it clear. I said liberation is here. Say it clear, say it loud. God, son, you make us proud.
Say it loud and say it clear. Liberation is here. with liberation. With liberation. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. With liberation. Down with the occupation. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river. Palestine will live forever. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. And the media lies. The neighborhood it does not die. Every time the media lies. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Down with the occupation. With liberation. Down with the occupation. With liberation. Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Shut it down. Shut it down. The people will never be defeated. The people united 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 will never be defeated.
People are
Free Palestine! We want justice, you say how? We want justice, you say how? Embargo now! Embargo now! We want justice, you say how? We want justice, you say how? Embargo now! Embargo now! We want justice, you say how? We want justice, you say how? Embargo now! Embargo now! Hands are red!